Hey everyone, I'm Dave, and we're back in the AI kitchen. Now, what is the AI kitchen? What does that mean? We'll talk about that in a second, but we've got a great recipe to cook today that I am excited about. Today I asked ChatGPT to make the world's best chorizo quesadillas. Now, chorizo quesadillas, I don't know if they're that popular of an item. I don't know if that many people have tried them, but they're one of my absolute favorites. But chorizo can be hit or miss. A lot of times if I get my chorizo at the grocery store, it tastes like pure cinnamon for some reason. I'm not really sure why. I do want to talk about what ChatGPT is, because I had that question, AI, what that means. We'll talk about that a little bit. We're gonna cook this recipe. We're gonna see if AI generated an amazing recipe or not. Let's get to it. Anyways, to make the world's best chorizo quesadillas, we need to make the chorizo first, which means a bunch of spices. So we're gonna add those to our bowl here. We're gonna start off with the first one. It's a good place to start. Chili powder. I know I have some over here somewhere. There it is, 2 tablespoons worth. And if you wanna follow along, try this recipe, feel free. Hopefully it comes out amazing. You can wait till the end, and if it is amazing, then do it. I'm gonna spill this everywhere. Do I need like a secondary bowl? So when I inevitably spill it, I have something catching it. Look at that, genius, Dave. My brain is a genius. So 2 tablespoons of chili powder is gonna be how you start, like that. And then I can save this stuff, maybe. Maybe. No, this is gonna go poorly. Oh yeah. It's, you know, of course, all over the table, guys. That didn't work at all. But that's typical for this channel. I'm not a professional cook, I'll say it until the last video I make. I'm not a professional. We then need 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika. Now, I wanna tell you, a lot of people fuss at me. They're like, Dave, why don't you just get the right size measuring spoons? Because I'm always constantly doing stupid stuff like this. So I have a ½ teaspoon measuring spoon right here, and I need 2 teaspoons. So I'm gonna do this 4 times. And people will say, Dave, but if you just use your teaspoon, you'd only have to do it 2 times. And I say to them, I keep losing my 1 teaspoon. So what can I do? Now, here's what, so a lot of people were fussing, and I was at a garage sale, and they had a set of teaspoons and tablespoons, and so I was like, oh, I'm gonna buy it, then I'm gonna have all the right measurements next time I do a cooking video. And I'll say teaspoon is always the culprit. By the way, let me just make sure you heard that. That was 2 teaspoons of smoked paprika. We're now gonna put 1 teaspoon of cumin in it. There's the half, there's the 1. So I got this nice new set of teaspoons, and then Tina goes to me, Dave, I need your help, right? That's my wife, Tina's my wife. That was the cumin. Garlic powder, we need 1 teaspoon of garlic powder next. And so I go in the kitchen and she's like, Dave, there's something stuck in the trash compactor in the sink. You know, the sink has like the disposal, the garbage disposal, like chops up all the food. I look down in there and of course it's my new plastic 1 teaspoon measuring spoon is stuck in the sink and destroyed. And so now I'm back to having no teaspoons and only ½ teaspoons and tablespoons. Anyways, it is what it is. It is what it is. I don't have any other choice. I'm just gonna have to use this. Okay, so that was 1 teaspoon of garlic powder. Now we're gonna do 1 teaspoon of dried oregano. I've always wanted to make chorizo, but I was always like scared of it. So is coriander the thing that smells like Christmas and ruins chorizo? Yeah, kinda. So I'm gonna go light on this. It's got a ½ teaspoon it's called for. I might go a little light on it because, like that, a little less than ½ teaspoon. I don't know, like if you do too much coriander, and I almost feel like some restaurants put nutmeg in it, it ends up tasting like Christmas and not good. So I did a little less than ½ teaspoon. Now we're gonna do cinnamon, although this would probably do it too, make it taste like Christmas. So a ¼ teaspoon of that. I definitely just spilt it all over my laptop. And I'll go a little light on that too. I just don't love like the super sweet flavor that I sometimes get in some chorizos. I'm actually kind of scared to order chorizo at restaurants because like more often than not, I don't like it. But when I do like it, it's just amazing. Sometimes it's worth the gamble. You then want a little bit of cayenne pepper, like that's a ½ teaspoon. I forgot to bring it out. I should go get it and put a little in there. But first let me do the salt. Salt is 1½ teaspoons. So 3 of these, oh wait, now I'm back to the quarter, hold on. Okay, there we go. 1, 2, and 3. Let me go get my cayenne. All right, so up next you've got cayenne pepper, and it's going to be ½ teaspoon. I'm gonna do a little less than ½ teaspoon. I'm a pretty big wimp when it comes to heat, so I can't go overboard on that sort of thing. I'm just gonna stir it all up, and that's gonna potentially make our chorizo. We'll see. All right, so up next we need to add our pork, because it's ground pork in chorizo. So we're gonna add ground pork and some apple cider vinegar. Does this sort of thing just open via magic, or do I need a knife? A knife. Oh, it might just open right here, hold on. I need to do another freeze-dried episode where I freeze-dry stuff. Typical Dave, I buy this really expensive freeze dryer and then don't use it ever. That's really like the story of my life. Get invested in something emotionally and mentally for 5 minutes. All right, so we're gonna add in the pork, 1 pound of ground pork, like so. And then 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. Wait, is this right? Cinnamon, lemon, honey. This is like some sort of detox thing. I don't think, let me see if I have real apple cider vinegar. All right, I'm back. Typical cooking day in my house. I had no apple cider vinegar, so I had to go buy some, but that's all right. We need 3 tablespoons of that. The store's not far. It took me like 14 minutes probably. So let's do 3 tablespoons of apple cider vinegar. 1. It's good I didn't put that other thing in there with all the cinnamon and honey. It would have probably tasted pretty weird. All right, so there we go. Now it says we mix it with our hands, which I absolutely hate doing. You know, not absolutely, but I find it annoying. And the reason I don't like it is because it's always so cold that it makes my hands hurt. Am I being whiny? It's true though, it's very cold. Oh yeah, it kind of smells like chorizo, guys. It kind of smells like chorizo. I think we're on the right path here. Now, here's what the recipe said when I asked ChatGPT. Oh, I was gonna explain to you what ChatGPT was. AI, artificial intelligence. ChatGPT is literally just a website you go to and you ask it questions and it'll give you answers. My hand's completely numb now. This is why I don't like doing that. But there you go, it's all mixed up, beautiful. So I go to this AI website. I used to put it at the beginning of the videos. I might put a little clip of it at the beginning of this one. I stopped because like people would click off because they'd find that part boring. But basically I just asked ChatGPT to create a recipe. Instead of Googling a recipe, ChatGPT, artificial intelligence, then uses all of its knowledge and all of history to try to create, you know, the best recipe possible. And then we try it and see if it's any good. So that's what AI means. Let's go over to the stove. We're gonna cook it. Now, I will say, when I first asked ChatGPT to create this recipe, it said to do this and then cook it. But I said, I heard chorizo sometimes gets like marinated for hours, and it says, yes, you can marinate it overnight. So like for even more flavorful chorizo, you could do that, put it in the fridge overnight, and then cook it. But, you know, in the interest of time, we're just gonna go ahead and cook it now. Okay, we're over at the stove top, it's heating up. This is pretty simple, guys. We're just gonna put the pork on the pan. I don't think I need oil. Let me double check. Okay, now I will say while this cooks, I forgot I was supposed to chop an onion and a bell pepper because we're gonna like heat that up too. So I'm gonna do that off camera. You've seen me do it before. Basically, I'm gonna finely dice the onion, I'm gonna chop up the pepper, and then we'll be back once this is like really getting going here and cooking. So this is starting to come along. I finished chopping my peppers and my onions, guys. Are you proud of me? I'm proud of me. I did such a good job too. I used masterful skills and fancy full techniques. Gordon Ramsay would be jealous of how well I did. Okay, so this is kind of cool. So I've bought, like I said, I've bought the chorizo at the grocery store. This is very similar to what it looks like when I buy it at the grocery store. So I would say this isn't any more difficult to just do at home. So why buy the chorizo? Just buy ground pork, it's cheaper. That's my opinion. So let me keep cooking it till it's cooked through. Okay, so this has been cooking for like 8 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and take it off. I'll be honest, it's kind of hard to tell if it's done. Like, I don't know. Because the spices and stuff change the color so much that I can't actually tell if it's done. But based on time, I think I'm gonna say it's probably done. I'm just gonna set it into a bowl I've got ready over here. And we will use that in a minute when we assemble our quesadillas. All right, so up next, it says we can add a little oil if we want and then add our vegetables to saute them. So I'm gonna throw just a little bit of oil. There's like some oil left from the meat, from the pork too, so I don't think we need a ton. Just add that in there and then add our peppers and onions into the mix. Like I said, I dice them up. I used a red bell pepper. You can use a green bell pepper. You can use a yellow bell pepper. It doesn't really make a difference. Unless it does make a difference, you tell me. I'm of the understanding that it doesn't really make a difference. So we're gonna saute these for a few minutes till they're soft and translucent. Well, at least the onions. I don't think the peppers will get translucent. I also just chopped up some cilantro because that's gonna be part of this as well. It's smelling so good. I absolutely love chorizo. And you know, you could use this, I will say, you could use this for anything. You could make chorizo tacos, chorizo burritos, etc., etc. I think that's like obvious, but let me say it anyways. Like, take this and put it in a corn tortilla with some cilantro and onions. It'd probably be amazing. That's my guess. But you know, that's just one man's opinion. We should try it. I don't think I have any corn tortillas. The quesadilla is called for flour tortillas. But yeah, so we're gonna cook this up for like 5 minutes and then we'll be back again. You know, a lot of just simple cooking, guys. This is a really easy recipe so far. And ChatGPT is going to give us the world's best chorizo quesadillas. I'm pumped. All right, so I'd say these onions and peppers are about as good as they're gonna get. Well, I mean, I'm sure we could leave them on there for another couple hours, but we're not going to. We're gonna put it on a plate here over on the side and try not to spill it. And we're honestly almost done. This is not a hard recipe. Anyone can do it. And if it's good, then everyone should do it. We'll see. Up next is to wipe clean the skillet. Where are my paper towels? Thing of beauty. I'm gonna turn down my heat a scotch and I'm gonna grab a quesadilla. For this, I think I am gonna use a little olive oil. I'm not sure if I should. It doesn't say to. I guess I could ask ChatGPT. Again, it's a website, guys. It's literally a website that I'm on called ChatGPT. You can type it in your web browser and you can be there yourself. You can literally just talk to it. You know, it's not a human, okay? It's just a computer program. But, so we're gonna assemble this thing. It says I should like lay it out and assemble it. That probably would be wiser. But I'm gonna put some Colby Jack on there, which is Colby and Monterey Jack. And it also says to add a little cheddar. So I'm gonna add a little cheddar as well. Yeah, this, I guess a plate would have been good. I feel like it's gonna be too hot and it's gonna burn it. Turn my heat down. We also wanna take a little of our chorizo. I'm assembling this in a weird way. I know, I should have like, go back to the other table, but then I gotta move my cameras. It's a whole bunch of work. I think normally I would assemble this and then come back over here. And then a little bit of the sauteed veggies, like so. And then I think, I don't know if the cilantro goes on now or after we cook it, but I think we basically just wanna put it here and quesadilla-fy it, right? I think that's what we should do. I'm also feeling like I put too much filling in already. It's a very thick quesadilla. There's also some people who do like the full-on, you know what I should have done? Oh, this is silly. This is what I should do. Check this out. Spread it all out. Oh man, now it's a mess. Like so. That's probably what it means, now that I think twice about it. This is probably what I'm supposed to do. At this point, I could add a little bit more of the veggies here, but I think I'm supposed to do it like this, and then add another tortilla like that. I think that's the way you really make a quesadilla. I don't know what I was thinking. I think that is what we do. So we put that on the heat, let it heat up for a minute. I've never been good at flipping these though without like destroying them. You think I've got enough stuff in there? I think I do. There's a little bit of meat everywhere. I could put more meat, I could put more cheese, but let's just leave it like that. We can make another one if this one's not filled enough. So basically give this 3 minutes and we're gonna get a spatula. I gotta go inside and grab one, flip it, and then cook for another 3. All right, so let's flip this over. Oh, look at that. Look at this mega spatula. It's a perfect spatula. Yo, that looks like a quesadilla. I know, yo, that's not a very cordial way to address a person. Yo. Yo, y'all. Anyways, I will do the other side for 3 minutes and then it'll be done and we'll try it and see if we really have the world's best chorizo quesadilla. All right, so I think this is done. Let's flip it. Yeah, sure, good enough. Maybe I could have used a little oil. Ugh, food review. So at this point it says we can add sour cream to our plate and guacamole. Through the magic of editing, we will do just that. And here is our chorizo quesadilla. World's best, I don't know. Let's chop it up and give it a try. Oh, you know what though? I forgot one key ingredient. Again, ChatGPT was not clear on this, but cilantro. I guess it can go in it or on it at the end. It's kind of your call. But there we go, a little cilantro, and boom, world's best chorizo quesadilla. I mean, as beautifully presented as I can do. There it is. Let's try it and see how it is. It's hot, that's for sure. Always. Okay, first bite I took was all peppers and onions. It was fine, but I didn't really spread it evenly, is what I've learned. We know that, we saw me do it. We saw how I did it. Obviously, you could do it a lot better than the way I did it. That second bite had a lot of chorizo in it, and it was delicious. Let's go more. And it's really good. It's really good. I feel like I'm being a little unfair though, because I did such a poor job of spreading it that every other bite is pure veggies. I feel like I need to make another one, but this is how I would do it if I did it again. Drop in the thing, plop on some cheese of various flavors, spread it out nice and evenly, throw a bunch of chorizo on there, make sure that every little bit has chorizo. Now that I understand what I'm doing a little better. There we go. Add a bunch of veggies. And because the cilantro is kind of a pain and it's falling off, I think I'm gonna add it in now. Then I'll add my other thing, and that's gonna be a much better chorizo quesadilla than the one I have. All right, let's see if we can flip this one successfully. Yeah, pretty good. Yeah, that one looks better already. Nice and crispy. I wonder if I should have put more oil on the bottom. I'll just do that. So I've been eating that other one. It's delicious. It's just as good as what I've had at like a good Mexican restaurant when I've been there, if not even better. I would definitely not buy the prepackaged stuff. Making it yourself, choosing the amount of spices and stuff you want it, that's the way to go. Even with that small amount of cayenne, it's still a little hot for me. It's still a little spicy. So a bit of a wimp when it comes to spice, but yeah, our other one's almost done. This is a delicious recipe. I highly recommend trying it, guys. Chorizo quesadilla. Why not say quesadilla? Really easy one. Hope you enjoyed it. If you like this video, do me a favor, share it out there, let people know about my channel. I'm not a big famous cook or chef, so I really rely on you guys to share the videos so people find out about it. And if you enjoy it, sharing that out helps me out. Appreciate it, guys. Thank you for subscribing. Bye-bye.